Turkey Tournament 1997.
Coming at
Let the disc fly.
Jeff True, and I'm a one-time turkey tournament champ.
My name is David True, and I am a two-time legitimate champion.
I'm a one-time illegitimate champion.
My name is Terry True. Been playing this game for 30 years with these fellas. I've won the turkey tournament 7 times.
My name is Jason True, 11-time turkey tournament champion.
I want to recount. Nephew Jeff, nephew Jason came to me and said, hey Uncle Terry, have you seen these discs before? And I said, well, I don't know if Barry gave me one years ago, and they said, this is a frisbee, there's a golf course, and we ought to check it out, and we did.
I remember shortly after we had that first round where we just had the one frisbees, we all went out and bought a disc. I remember my first disc that I bought was a Scorpion. I still remember.
Right there, we were hooked. I mean, playing at Iroquois Park, that was quick and easy to get to. It was local.
We were out as many times a week as we could get out to the play around. We were terrible, but we played all the time. You know?
And I don't know who found Otter Creek, but we thought, let's drive to Otter Creek and check it out. Well, it wasn't too long that David joined in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So we had been playing for maybe a few months over that summer of 1994. That was the first year that I remember waking up Thanksgiving morning, and we went out, and I remember we got the video camera out, and we're like, hey, let's video playing around on Thanksgiving morning.
But the turkey trophy didn't happen. The actual trophy wasn't made until 2 years later.
That's right.
Yeah, so that was made in '96.
But the beauty of us playing and all starting about the same time, because there was 4 of us that were playing pretty regularly, all started about the same time, but we were all about the same level.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what made this whole turkey Thanksgiving get-together even more magical. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but
Yeah.
even made it more meaningful because we all everybody had a fair shot.
So the first 2 years, I mean, we're going out and everybody's throwing and everybody wants to do good, but it was still very laid back and just kind of, I don't know, just kind of go out there and do it.
Right.
And we weren't sticklers for rules and all that kind of stuff. When the trophy got involved, that was a game changer.
Yeah.
I remember you coming in to Grandma True's, Grandma Green's house, and you bringing that trophy in, and us seeing that, and I remember thinking, I want that. I have got to have that on my mantle. And so from that point on, it got a whole lot more serious.
It was a spiritual event.
This was a spiritual moment. Yes, it was.
The Thanksgiving turkey tournament round all of a sudden became a major sporting event in our family.
Yes.
Yeah, and many of hymns have been written down on the, Hallelujah and Power in the Disc and
I'll fly away.
Then the next thing that I remember, the year after that, getting in the mail an invitation to play at the turkey tournament. And whenever I opened this up, such an honor.
I mean, when we got the invitation, though, I mean, I remember feeling pressure that I wanted to win.
I was nervous.
I was nervous.
It's
I
kinda crazy.
mean,
Yeah.
legitimate butterflies when the turkey tournament would start. I mean, legitimate butterflies. Of, oh, and you go up for that first putt, and I mean, your hands are shaking, and
man, it was just fun.
So this was invitation number 2 that you picked up, right? Why don't you read
Yeah.
a little bit of this one?
For some turkeys that say they have prepared for this day and the score will show who's fitted. Because there's nothing worse than a turkey who plays like a gutless processed chicken.
We also played in 1996. We played on Jeff's wedding day. That kind of set another tradition for us, the honeymoon round. The next year, Barry got married, and we didn't get together as a group to play, but Barry played. It was 8/8/98. This was my wedding day, so we had this sent out. And that was the third one that said, "See the discs flying, bells ringing, what a beautiful sight and sound. I, Jason C. True, invite you to the third honeymoon round." We got together the morning of my wedding. And I think my wedding was at 2 o'clock. And this almost made me late to my wedding. And then the invitations continued to get more and more elaborate here. So this was the 5th turkey tournament.
David C. True. The C is for mother crap. So yeah, without using curse words, you had to come up with something, and just I coined that phrase one time, and just mother crap, and it stuck. And then there was another one called sucking junk. I coined that phrase too, and I think I've actually heard that one on TV.
But yeah, the cold turkey was introduced in 1998, I believe is what the date says on the back there. 1998, and then that was around Christmas time, sometime in January, where we would try to get together and play in the winter months. And it was the same deal, where you get your name on the trophy, and it would you get to keep it for the year. But it still did not have the prestige as the turkey tournament.
No.
The turkey tournament was where it was.
Yeah. It's almost like homecoming every year for the turkey trophy.
So yeah, these first 6 years, we were playing a lot, every weekend. But then in 1999, I moved to Lexington, made it a little bit more difficult for us to get together every week. And so we started doing, maybe 3 or 4 trips a year where we get together for a weekend and go camp out somewhere and play as many rounds of disc golf as we can. I think we traveled to probably 7 or 8 different cities within a 7 or 8 hour drive.
Yeah.
St. Louis, Indianapolis, Nashville, Canton, Cleveland, Canton, Cincinnati, Bowling Green,
Indianapolis.
yeah. So we traveled around, played a lot of different courses, but it was more different. We just weren't playing as regular. We all started to have kids, and it just got more difficult for us to play. But still, every single Thanksgiving morning, it was a priority that we were getting together and playing for this turkey trophy. It wasn't too many years after that Jeff got some bad news.
In 2017, I was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. It was a big shock for the whole family, for me, for everybody. I did not have a good prognosis. I was always hopeful, but it was tough. I've been through a lot of rounds of chemo. I've been through multiple surgeries and lots of different treatments. It really was a shocker because, our family has always been reasonably healthy, and cancer has just not been a big thing for our family. And so it kind of came out of the clear blue. So I was 43 when I got diagnosed. It was Thanksgiving weekend that I got the diagnosis.
And that Thanksgiving, we did play.
It was not very long that after, just maybe a week, that I got my port put in and then started chemo treatments.
In February of the next year,
That's
you
when I
had a major surgery.
So by that time, I had been through my 12 rounds of chemo. I had had my major surgery. I had been through my 12 rounds, and so by the next third turkey tournament, I'm in remission, whatever that is. And so I was feeling pretty good. I got a year and 3 months of no treatments, and then it came back on me, and we found it. Found cancer again. It had spread to my peritoneum and other places. So I was back in the treatment game again. I had to start back up on chemo. Had to do another surgery and things like that.
2019, you had it was in the summer, right?
Yeah,
When you had it was another major surgery where they had you completely cut open.
Yeah.
With my first thought was, I'm not sure if he's gonna be able to play this turkey tournament.
Yep.
Right.
Opened me up from here to here, and then they take all my organs out and everything, and then they fill my abdomen with a heated chemo, and they call it the shake and bake, and they put me on this table for an hour and a half where they would rock me back and forth and try and let the chemo, because it was in my abdominal wall, and so they had to swish it around. So yeah, then the turkey tournament comes around, and the normal throw for disc golf is a backhand, but there's another throw, an overhand throw. It's a tomahawk, and I feel like I remember that year having to do a whole lot more tomahawks because it was a lot less stress on my abdomen.
So whenever that summer rolled around, I mean, I saw the surgery, the pain, and the amount of stuff that he went through. And when the turkey tournament time rolled around, I'm like, I don't know if this is a good idea, but Jeff was ready to play anyway.
Oh yeah,
And
this is the turkey tournament. I mean,
I
you
was
can't-
honestly afraid that he was going to throw and there was like going to be a spleen that fell out.
Yeah, so it was Thanksgiving morning that we played. So I had my chemo pump on, so I'm hooked up and I've got my all my tubes and everything going into my port, and so we call it the chemo round because I was on chemo while I did this. I mean, I was still able to get around. I wasn't nauseous or anything. It would make me tired. I would get fatigued easier, but I was still ready to play.
And I was like, if Jeff finishes this round while he's taking chemo, I think we got to give him some strokes. So we started out saying, I was like, all right, we're going to spot 20 strokes. And I was like, I don't know, that's enough. so we ended up giving him a lot more. I think it was 50 is what we said.
Is that right?
It was like 50,
Oh, yeah.
which is pretty much,
was-
if he can finish this round,
Yep.
he's going to win.
Yeah. And as sick as chemo made you,
Yeah.
your game didn't bother you. That's what we were surprised.
In the same scores.
Yeah,
that's
it's-
right.
The game is really sticking up, but
But I remember watching that coming up for hole 18, and you look rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I?
You weren't never been. You couldn't talk.
That's really funny.
I mean, it was. I mean, everything was it was cold. So you didn't have any feeling in your hands. It was amazing. In my opinion, the chemo round is right up there with Michael Jordan's flu game.
it is.
They're neck and neck.
Yeah.
And it really is funny to think about that because when you're in the middle of it, it's hard to tell sometimes it's hard to tell exactly how bad you feel.
And I remember Amy saying you woke up after the surgery, and typically you're very thirsty or whatever. But you said, "Where's my discs?" and we thought, "Wow, he's a true turkey tournament champ."
That's
That's
good.
Yeah, so Jeff is the chemo round came out victorious.
Yeah.
That was a really special moment in turkey tournament history. Probably for the last in the last few years, maybe for the last 6 or 7 years, we've all gotten where we're playing maybe twice a year. You know, get out once over the summer, and then we play Thanksgiving. So we just had the 30th anniversary, 30 years.
30 years.
That's a long time. We've been doing this every Thanksgiving for 30 years. So I think we had our highest turnout ever. I think we had 11 of us. We had Terry's son Matthew, Matthew's sons Mason and Caden.
Yeah.
2 of my boys made it. So unfortunately Carter wasn't able to make it. David's son Joshua came out. But I'm hopeful, I'm optimistic that our kids are going to carry on the tradition.
This is something that we created, but after 30 years, we can look back and say, look what we created. But when you first start out, you don't know what you created. It's really up to the younger guys to do it. I mean, you saw us do it, now you do it. I can't explain it why.
How it's morphed through the years, how it's changed through the years. It's been good, bringing the younger ones up and having them start to play. When it comes down to it, you realize it's just for fun, but doing this, the fun is right here, but doing this puts the fun way up here.
And it's just the love of the game that each one of us were bit by the love of the game. It's fun playing this game. It's so competitive.
The love of the game and the camaraderie and the family aspect of it. I mean, I'd like to come out and play with my family. It's a family thing. It's been so much fun.
Turkey
Tournament 2019. Jacob, how'd you do?
Dead last.
30th anniversary turkey tournament. You guys ready?
30 years.
Yep.
Unbelievable. I loved every minute except that one time. And we
That
know
was a
what
rough one.
Yeah.
That was a rough
Oh
one.
man.
First participation in the turkey tournament. Are you ready?
First time, gonna be my first win.
I like the
want my name.
positivity. 30th anniversary of the turkey tournament.
Yep.
Are you ready?
As ready as you can be, I guess.
Is the turkey tournament coming back
22.
to the rightful owner?
I mean, you.
The first 3 holes, Caleb plays with
Yes.
the blindfold, right?
Yes, it is.
First participation in the turkey tournament.
Yeah,
What do you think's gonna happen?
I might lose, I might win, I don't know.
All right, that's a good prediction. First female participant in the turkey tournament. Are you ready? You gonna show these boys who's boss?
I think the question is, are you ready?
Yes.
And then Jeff, in the middle of his chemo treatment.
Chemo pump going here,
Yep.
pumping me up, and
Impressive. So we spotted him 50 strokes for the chemo disadvantage, and he came out with a 30-stroke win. Impressive. Yep. Then Caleb.
This is the champ from
Yeah.
last year. How do you feel getting beat by 30 strokes?
It is rough.